Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Dougie Fresh Joe coming at you, and I listen to Hardly Heroes whenever I'm riding my Harley.
This room is just insane.
I know, it's a lot of shit. It's too much shit for me at this point. I want to show it all off, but at the same time, it's like, it's not my... my OCD starts to fuck with me, and it's just too much. There's not enough organization.
Your anxiety goes.
Well, it's just like this. I know, like, drives you nuts. When that shit wasn't in there, it was all fine.
Yeah,
it's that stuff that I know.
Oh, the extra stuff that they just put on the ground here.
Oh well, yeah. That TV used to be in the spare bedroom.
Manny likes to set the mood lighting,
which is now Mega Closet.
I like the mood
I prefer this. They make me feel like I'm a bad person.
This is so much better.
Yeah.
Dude, I just got new One of Dave contacts, and I'm so much happier. My eyes were nuts all the time, but bright lights really do. I don't know. They dry them out.
Right.
Contact talk. That's what you get with Clayton.
Yeah, no shit.
Wow, thank you for coming out, Craig. I almost called you Craig. I'm sorry. I've got
Craig.
I've got a Craig in my head.
Craig and Day Day.
Yeah, no problem, man. I was just at work, and Sterling texted me, "What are you doing tonight?" I'm like, "Why? It's Thursday."
Dude, he gave me like, "Why? What's going on? What are you doing? Why? You want to hang out? What's up?"
Yes.
And I was like, "You want to do the show?" And he just wrote, "Yes."
No. My reply was, "Let me check my calendar."
Yeah, bullshit. This one was like, "Yes, please." When and where?
I actually had plans with Mel. We were gonna go.
You were like,
we were gonna go dinner to a friend's, and I was like, okay, this was not premeditated at all. I promise you. Like, I'm going to do this.
You're like, I've been waiting for this, and if I don't go, he might not ask again.
No, thank you for having me.
Did Sterling tell you that you were the third choice?
Oh snap!
I wasn't gonna tell him that.
We share a home.
Not because you're Clayton. Only because we're going for something that is going to be in a future episode, which we were hoping to get Bird on here for a second time.
Yeah.
So that she would be a host that has been here twice. I guess that has been here twice.
Yeah.
And that was going to lead on to something else that we'll get to eventually, hopefully by our 100th episode.
Yeah.
But yes,
you're stuck with me tonight.
That isn't. Oh, look at you're in the one club now.
Yeah.
You're in the one club.
Yeah, I was about to say
you're in the same club as Bird.
Sidekick.
Yeah, exactly.
We got the two club, which is Curtis and Brandon.
Yep.
Brandon almost became a
He
threesy.
almost had a 3-peat.
Almost
had a 3-peat.
But life gets in the way, and then you have children.
Yeah.
So third choice, I got it.
He was very upset at
and
Max.
And was like, who would love to be on the show? And the only reason I objected, I was like, but we're not Star Wars ready for him. We need to be Star Wars ready for Clayton.
We were talking about it on the drive over here, and I was just like, he's like, do you want to give a Manny some shit? And I'm like, yes, of course. I've been trying to get you to watch Rebels forever.
I know, and I'm trying to, and I'm about halfway through the second season. But what I'm trying to do nowadays is I can't watch something and do something else at the same time. I can't multitasking and trying to concentrate on watching something is difficult for me. So I don't want to watch anything that I'm going to be intrigued about while I'm like prepping for the show or cooking food, which never happens.
I was like, prepping for the show, that's never going to stop.
Pretty much prepping for the show, yeah. So what I'm trying to do now is like fill that time with shows that I kind of want to watch, but I know aren't good. Started watching Iron Fist.
Oh no!
Just a little bit of Iron Fist.
Don't do it.
Nope.
Man.
I won't watch it.
Okay, so like I'll get through them. Oh. I will. I'll get through them all. But I had to force myself to watch it.
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah, it was difficult. So the only thing I was gonna say is that it wasn't that bad, only because I didn't think it was any worse than any of those CW shows. I feel like it was on that same level.
Oh, totally agree with you. I don't watch the CW show, so
okay.
Goat's gonna be upset. I know.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, "What?"
Fun fact: Aaron always wanted tusks.
Welcome to the Hardly Heroes Podcast.
High above the city, they shine in my spotlight. Commissioner on the rooftop, double H in the night sky. For the sidekicks we fight, for the right crosses we go. For the ninjas we injure, revenge on our foes. From crime alleys to radioactive insects, genetic mutations. Weapon X rejects our infinite Ursa in crisis. Our wars are civil but secret. Here come Buddy, Manny, and Aaron, blaring through your speakers. Yeah, Hardly Heroes. It's clobbering time.
Welcome to Hardly Heroes, a podcast dedicated to movies, TV, and everything geek related. I'm your host, Buddy.
I'm Manny.
And I'm Clayton.
Ooh, that's Clayton there, guys.
Yeah, no Aaron this week.
Yes, he's unfortunately searching for the cure for butt AIDS, right?
Yes.
It's butt AIDS.
He does have a severe case of butt AIDS, and he's, been able to kind of keep it under wraps, but now it's full-blown spread.
Well, yeah.
It's
Yes.
full-blown.
Full-blown
butt
butt
AIDS.
AIDS. Yeah.
Yeah, he was motivated by your search for the cure for herpes.
Yeah,
So he
well,
was like,
you know,
I'm going to do mine.
I almost found it, but
Almost, Instead, you got more.
and that's why I gave it to you when I jerked off in your bed. So
Is that what that is? God damn it. I thought it was just a rash.
I'm all steamed up.
Yeah, this is getting real aggressive real quick.
Yeah,
You're on the podcast, man.
I know.
You're with the Hardly Heroes.
Exactly.
There's nothing off.
There's
off
no
limits.
boundaries.
Clayton, thank you for joining us on this episode 88.
Yes.
We're getting up there.
Definitely. Thank you for having me.
Clayton, we know Clayton. He's a good friend of the hosts.
I actually have a funny
Sterling.
story.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Should I say how we met?
You know what? Oh, yeah, definitely. 100%.
So what's funny of how I met Clayton was I used to date a girl before Michelle. And
really?
Yes.
Michelle was not your first.
She was not my first. Do you know what I mean? I might have told her that. And, that might not have been smart.
Tells me she doesn't believe you.
Who cares what she believes? It's what I tell her is true, right? So I was dating a girl, Kristen, and we had to go to her company party, and I was like, this is going to suck.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, all right, whatever. So we get there, and this guy, Clayton, I meet him, super Star Wars nerd, into all the same stuff I am. I pretty much mush Kristen's face out of my way, and me and Clayton just hit it off. And ever since then, we've been friends.
Yeah, we spent about like 10 minutes talking because we were changing tables at the dinner.
Yeah.
And I was there with my ex-wife. And I'm like, usually there's no one there for me to talk to. I can talk to anybody, but I don't necessarily enjoy it. 10 minutes with Sterling, and I was like, did we just become best friends?
Who?
Oh, I apologize. Buddy.
Thank you,
Buddy.
thank you. On the show, I goes, buddy. Damn it!
Well,
Sorry.
I feel like I could get away
My
with
alter
Sterls.
identity. Oh, Sterls is
Sterls?
fine.
Okay,
I'm
Sterls.
fine with
I'll
that.
stick with Sterls.
Sterling.
Yeah.
No.
Everybody's got their own secret identity,
It's yes.
Batman and Bruce Wayne,
Yes. Are you
Buddy
talking about
and
me?
Sterling.
Oh, no. You're talking about the actual.
Bruce Wayne.
It's funny
You ain't
because I've
that
actually
suave.
I've gotten used to calling him Buddy. I didn't call him Buddy. I called him Sterling. I met him as Sterling, and then as we did the podcast, I was like, I'm going to refer to you as Buddy on the show. And then now when I talk about him, let's say when he's not even in the room, like with Robin, I have to think about what I'm going to call him before so it's like now I've got both names and it just sucks.
I can't do it. I always feel like
worst.
I'm faking it. Like I didn't grow up with him knowing his name is Buddy. I've only known Sterling. So then whenever I say it, it happens. I'm like, that doesn't feel right.
Yeah. And I like the nickname Sterls.
Oh, really?
Sterls.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what my sister calls
Sterls.
me and Clayton. Sterls. Sterls.
Yeah. So thanks for
It's
having
not
me
as
on.
good as Blaney.
Okay, you sent him the questions, right?
Yeah,
Yes, I
have
did.
him right here.
Blaney is awesome. All right, so we're gonna go through these questions. It's since it was so impromptu that you were here. I apologize that you're not
Prepared.
Prepared.
I
I'm
think
sorry.
You
about
got
this
to
stuff
call up
all
pretty
day,
late.
every day. So
Okay,
we're good.
so
we're good.
and it'll be fun. And
Yeah,
you've got a good personality. You're outspoken, so I don't think this is gonna be a problem for you, honestly.
And I've already prepped him. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Good
So-
personality.
I
Man,
said
I'm,
don't-
I'm getting steamed up now.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
steamed up.
Everybody's
Love it.
steamed up. It's getting foggy in here.
He was just. I think he was more excited to come and give you shit more than anything.
I know. The shit of me not watching Rebels.
Yes,
watching
definitely.
Rebels, hating on Last Jedi.
Oh, really?
Supporting Rogue One.
Yeah.
Oh,
come
gross.
on. We can have a whole
Thank
episode of this.
Okay,
so
sorry.
fun.
We'll get back to the questions.
so-
Okay, let's get into the questions real quick. Okay, icebreakers here. So let's get into the questions. Do you have a favorite superhero?
I would say so. This is kind of hard because I'm a fan of the anti-hero. So even before,
Yes, I like it.
before Punisher came out, I had always fucking loved that character.
Oh, okay,
you just
cool.
no rules. I loved him. So if you're gonna ask me what's my favorite like hero, it would be Captain America, which is the total antithesis of Punisher, and that's what I think he's a normal guy who's just been pushed to the heights of human strength and agility. That to me is a great hero. He's the Boy Scout, and Melanie fucking hates him, so there's extra points for that.
Who's Melanie?
Oh, sorry, my girlfriend Melanie.
Thank you.
Hates Captain America, huh? Who's your favorite villain?
Villain by far is fucking Doctor Doom.
Oh, okay.
I love Doom.
Good
he's
choice.
Brilliant. He's maniacal, and he's always just like there's kind of this inherent funniness to his character, like silliness that makes his bombastic nature great. I fucking love it. It's just the most interesting thing, and it's been a shame that we've seen such shitty versions of him in movies so far. And I'm just like, if in fact this thing ends up closing with Fox and they get all the rights and everything, we get Fantastic Four, but fucking Doom. Like if they could put Doom in,
that'd be badass.
I think we're getting something in Avengers 4. At first, I was not, but now they're like talking, like everybody's excited about it, and they're talking about they've noticed casting calls for characters that have been tied to Wolverine.
Really?
In Avengers 4, not 3, not Infinity War. What we're getting in May.
In the next one.
In the next one. So
the only thing I think they could really do is in this one is a little snippet at the very end.
Well, there's 12 months. There's 12 months
Yeah.
for this thing to go through. The FCC could block it, saying that there's some type of monopoly. Happening. So there could be a stop to it. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's pretty exciting to think like, oh shoot, we could see Doctor Doom in an MCU.
That'd be
fucking
crazy.
love it.
Yeah.
So that I'd say without a doubt my favorite villain.
Okay. I have on here, actually, I probably send you the wrong one, but do you have a favorite comic book series?
Yes. And it's funny, whenever you guys are talking about comics, I want to scream into that. I'm like, people need to read this. Is East of West is phenomenal. Yes. I mean, really, really fucking good.
What is that series?
It's supposed to be like an alternate future where the United States has been split into like multi-weird governments. And it's dystopian future. So there's kind of like mechs and guns and, crazy technology and whatnot. Right. But I guess the story revolves around the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Mm-hmm. And they're bringing about the end of the world with this kind of inner circle upper government ring. Mm-hmm. And they wake up, the three horsemen wake up and death is gone. And they're like, what the fuck? We're supposed to be doing this big thing together.
That sounds crazy.
And you find out that Death is actually running kind of a more anti-hero storyline, trying to find his son. Mm-hmm. So there's all these layers of insanity happening, but the world in which this guy built is amazing. It's kind of this Western sci-fi feel to it. There's rules, there's governments, there's, the Western half of the United States have been taken over by Chinese. The New Orleans area, kind of that southern, is super rich, and all of the African slaves have raised up against their masters. So it's kind of this like almost Wakanda type society. Yeah. There's the Union up north, the Confederate States. Really cool world they built. And then the Endless Nation, which are the Indians. Unlike anything I've seen.
What was it called again?
East of West.
East of West.
Amazing.
I've heard of that. Yeah, I've heard of that.
Art, really, I think it's phenomenal, but it's, it's stylized, definitely stylized. But it's Image. They're kind of the new guys
Image
going
comics.
out and doing crazy stuff. They do Low and Black Science. They're great comics.
He's been mad. I haven't read it yet.
East of West is hard though. It's a dive in, but it is brutal. I mean, Game of Thrones crazy, but yeah, that's my favorite series.
Buddy doesn't read.
I'll get him to.
No,
he fakes read.
He does kind of.
I just watch shit.
Taha. Oh, that's a hard one.
We're trying to bring some Aaron S to the show.
Definitely.
This is a good one. If you had a superpower, what would it be?
Oh, that's so difficult.
It is.
I think.
And you listen to the show. We know that. I'm sure you remember Sonny asking if we had 2 different abilities. One would be a fantasy-like ability.
Oh, and the real one.
Yeah. Do you think you'd have 2?
Yeah. If you could have like eidetic memory, I would.
Eidetic? Yeah. I think it's eidetic.
Eidetic?
I think
that you could assimilate information like that. you'd be limitless, right?
Yeah.
You pretty much could absorb as much knowledge as you wanted.
I wonder if that'd be hard though, because just dealing with regular people,
for
like
sure.
how do you not understand this? You know, like it's so easy to you, but to everybody
Eventually, you'd become removed from
Yeah.
what normal society, how
Which
normal
is why we
society
see a
works.
lot of those ones savants that have, those abilities are completely socially
Yeah.
inept.
Yeah, exactly.
But I would say that for power, it's so hard because there's like my fun side would be like fucking fly. Why?
Hell yeah.
Everybody wants to
Yeah.
fly, right? Like, but the hard thing with superpowers is there's like Superman flies, but he's super strong. So it puts him in no danger flying around all crazy speeds, right?
Right.
So you can't have like multi-layered ones. So that seems kind of a stupid thing to me.
Well-
Like you guys are gonna find out in a week. I fucking flew into a plane, and you're like, "Oh, Clayton died."
Now,
Fucking A.
That's why when I said I wanted to fly, that I put in a little detail that I would somehow my body creates a sort of a bubble, of
like a shield.
Oh, yeah, shield from the
See,
environment.
you need extra powers. To
You do, but
if
you
we're
know
talking
what?
about one power.
It's we could put rules on this, but I feel like it was Brandon that really like broke it down.
Yeah, he
when
did.
he came in and made us kind of think about it a little bit further.
I think telepathy, being able to read minds and speak to
That
minds.
I
sounds-
couldn't.
I think
handle
that
That sounds like I would just hate everybody all the
Yeah.
time.
I'm not even gonna lie. Like I would abuse the shit out of that. Would you not be like the most relationship expert and friendship? Like you just
You
know
would-
you would
everything
bang
about
so
everyone.
many women. It'd
Right?
be
Then
ridiculous.
you would just don't you think that there was some sort of mystery that would be
No, I feel like I'd become a supervillain. Like there's no way you wouldn't, right? Like if you could just.
Oh, I think you'd
Yeah,
have
but
to
you'd
be. It's
have
just-
no friends. You know what I mean? Think about
Yes,
it.
you.
So that would work for me.
because you could just like constantly manipulate them.
But
But
that
this
would
is
be
terrible. I
real
take this
friends.
back. This is horrible. This is going down a bad track.
Great
At
discussion.
first, I liked it, and then it's just really dark.
You're like, oh shit. You're like, so you want to control me? Is
Yeah,
what you're saying.
that's terrifying.
Okay, if you had a weakness, what that weakness would be?
Pussy, obviously.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's
Oh,
a
all right.
real
Like
weakness.
somebody would hold just like a pussy in front of you, and
Yeah,
you would
it's just
just
be
fall
like,
to your
no, no.
knees. What do I do?
Well, I know what to do.
So, just throw pussy at him. Just throw pussy at him.
oh no, Clayton's coming. Pull out your pussy.
Oh
He can't resist it.
I can't.
What else?
And
we
it's
got?
anyone. Doesn't matter.
What is your weapon of choice in a zombie apocalypse?
Oh.
It's not a gun. I think you know that.
Hulk hands.
I would honestly,
That's
I would
boring.
say samurai sword, but since I almost cut off my thumb, I'm
Oh
kind of
my
off
God.
on the samurai
Ooh,
sword.
yeah.
that was
taking a break?
hilarious.
Ooh.
He's got a sword.
How do you cut your finger off?
I have,
Almost.
Oren Nishi's sword from Kill Bill.
Okay, like a replica.
Yeah, I have it in my room.
Is it
and
like a legitimate
it's
sword, or
legit.
is it like
And-
denial?
Okay, so it came with a warning that's like, this can decapitate people.
Oh, really?
Like, it was all in
Nice.
Japanese and everything, and I guess
is
they
dope.
really did. The thing is sharp as shit. Well, I went to
Clean it.
I went to
Oh, whoa.
Multiple
for those
dicks
for
coming
those
out.
that
People that
yeah,
can't
not
see,
in the studio. I'm multiple
his
dicking it.
his cleaning motion
Well,
was.
I'm trying to
double
clean the
fisting it.
sheath of this, and there is no hilt guard on it.
Yeah.
And I just tilted it the wrong way. Things slid out. It cut so quickly. I didn't even feel it. I just blood
Yeah.
just started rushing down my hand, and so I crunched my hand. I'm like texting my girlfriend. I'm telling Sterling, I don't know what to do, man.
Yeah.
So
Where
I just
that
ended
is a
up-
finger, the palm? Where?
my whole thumb
Your
almost
thumb.
came off. I still actually cannot feel anything in my thumb.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was and I go to the ER. The fucking nurse was dying laughing, just like, you have got to be kidding me. She said, this is the best story we've heard all day. I'm like, I'm glad I could really,
We like to laugh at you geeks.
You
think
stupid nerds have swords.
What? You can at least say that your thumb now has superpowers. It can't feel any pain.
Oh,
Like
yeah, I
he's
guess.
kick ass
Yeah.
over here.
You can beat up this thumb. Oh, thumb wars. I
There
mean,
you go.
every thumb
Yeah,
war.
it's
I know.
all,
You're just
fuck you.
I dislocated. I can't even feel it.
Don't even matter.
But actual choice would be shotgun, because who hasn't played a zombie game?
No,
and
you can't have a gun.
Oh, you can't have a...
Yeah,
I
I mean-
didn't get those rules here in the
Well,
text
there, I'm
questions.
giving you the rules.
Oh, okay. You can't have a gun. A fucking baseball bat, then, like a really
Just going
solid
classic.
baseball
Yeah.
bat.
You got to go classic.
like,
People try to get crazy. Somebody said,
Negans with
Yeah,
barbed wire.
I mean, that's a little excessive. I just feel like that's a pretty solid weapon for what
And it's
the
easy to
situation.
get a hold of.
Yeah, you push things away from you, or the zombies away from you and stuff. You swing that sucker. I think it's more versatile.
But are you gonna wear Harley Quinn's outfit while
Yeah,
you have the baseball bat?
Yeah, definitely do.
There's not going to be anybody around. He's just going to
Spandex.
be
Some
prancing
booty
around.
shorts
Yeah.
and fishnets.
We'll be like, we'll still be alive, and be like, is that Clayton?
He's all, hey guys.
Party's
Oh
here.
my goodness. Did I have anything else?
I've been known to be quite vexing.
Okay, the last question was what you geek out to, but you said that
man.
you're writing stuff, right?
Yeah.
You're writing stories.
So, a friend of mine has been running a RPG. I play role play, and I've done it since I was like 15. And the guy who introduced it to me created this world, and it was all total copyright infringement type of creation.
Yeah.
We use Jedi, and he kind of mixed Star Trek and Star Wars together, and it was such a blast to play. I mean, every person who ever played this game was like, when are we playing again? The stories were just so intense, and I had always told my friend, man, if you could package this in a way where you removed all the things, that you stole, because we had recreated them, like Jedi in our world weren't really Jedi. They were, they had just become their own thing in our world. So I worked on it for years, trying to like reverse engineer this idea. What could we do to make this a viable property? And I wrote him a short story. I sent it to him, and he was like, dude, that's it. That's fucking Planet Bound. We can do that.
Okay.
So we've spent the last 2-3 years really breaking everything that we love down to its core and rebuilding it back up how we like it. He's doing all the design work and artwork for it.
Nice.
And I'm writing, because we want to release it as an RPG game. We want people to play in this game. That's the best part about Planet Bound, is what we call it, Planet Bound. It's the best part about it, is that you kind of get to play around in this cool ass world. We've all pretended we want to be Jedi or whatever. We all had that.
Yeah.
So this is almost an adult version of that, which we really enjoy. But I love writing, and a lot of our connection to the old game was the fact that we had like Luke and Vader and storylines that we had loved and had nostalgic attachment to. I thought, man, we're not going to have that with this, right? It's a brand new idea. What if I wrote a story along with it to where people can read this comic and they go, oh, I know what the world looks like, does, who the people inhabit it, how they interact. You're giving them almost like a movie. Like, here's Star Wars. This is how our game is played. And then here, play the game.
Okay.
So
it accompanies the game. The story. Okay.
Yeah. So and
interesting.
Rifts was an old RPG game that tried to do something similar, and it just never really panned out. But it's why gaming usually goes not sci-fi. It goes typically to fantasy. Because people already have attachments to fantasy. Fantasy is a very broad concept, and it's been covered so many times, right?
You can do an elf, and you don't have to feel like you're stealing it from anybody.
Right.
Yeah, there's elves just exist in this world.
So doing it on the sci-fi scale has been very difficult, and we've always felt there's a huge area for it. And you see Kickstarters all the time, new ones. There's like New Monera and some others, and they're really good games, but never one that we felt like was ours. So we made one. So that's pretty much what it is.
So what do you got? How long do you think it would take till you guys get like something that people can try out?
Yeah, I really don't know. That's the hard part.
It's a long road.
Because I'm going to be honest, we've run into creative stops, exhaustion, personal issues. You are always like,
Life gets in the way.
Art is very difficult to produce, and that's why I've always like admired you guys come to do this every week. Producing something, making anything is difficult. So I would say, honestly, I'd say probably in 2 years maybe there'll be something. I have just finished actually today the first issue. I finished with my first draft, and I'm gonna send this to my friend tomorrow for him to edit and look over. So I think that's gonna come out a lot sooner, doing the comic. Because that's something we can work out issue by issue. We're going to do like 12 issues, one run that's going to lead up to our story. It's really going to tell like what happens. Because that really is the hook. The idea that there's this huge galaxy and this cataclysmic event happens called sun death, where all the stars die. Wipe out basically all life in the galaxy. Well, they all have to run to one planet that's supposed to survive. It's like a Noah's Ark almost of the galaxy.
Okay.
And so the game is, and the story is, around how are all these people fighting over this planet? They're stuck there. It's the only thing left.
Yes.
And they're just fighting over it. So that dynamic of it is really, really interesting once you get into it. Like I have
No, it sounds like a great concept. Yeah. I like it.
So we're fleshing it out, making it real. It's
Awesome.
been real to us for 20 some odd years. So it's kind of a dream come true to see some of it be real when he draws stuff or we solidify a concept. It's just like, oh shit, man, I've been thinking
looks
about this
good. Yeah.
forever.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds great. Well, man, I
Yeah.
can't wait to see it.
Sorry, thank you for that. There's my whole little thing.
No,
No, I'm
awesome.
glad.
That's great. Okay, that's it for our questions. Now, as you know, we kind of get into a little bit of news, at least once in the episode, and I've got a few things saved here, so we can.
Sorry, my dad's a fucking asshole. He keeps blowing me up, and he's like, "Call me." I'm like, "I'm in the middle of the show, you dick." I'm like, what the fuck do you want from me?
Okay, so
Thursday night, I always do the show.
yeah,
You know
every
what I
time
mean?
people
Sorry.
call- now, I get
I'm
those
all
calls.
steamed up.
I get those calls too, and I'm like, do you not know what I've been
Yeah, I'm
doing
like,
for the past year and a half?
I know.
on
It's
Thursdays?
like they act like Thursdays I'm not doing anything.
In with the good air, out with the bad. In with the
I know.
good
I'm
air.
just.
I think we
phone's
need
just
him
like,
here more
"Bro."
often.
Bring
when
it,
you're like,
bring it back down to
below
Jesus.
it.
Yeah.
And then,
We need a little Clayton on the side. Like,
they
oh,
calm me down.
Sterling's getting a little steamed up. Bring out the Clayton.
I like that. That needs to be on a bumper sticker.
Bring out the Clayton.
Or no, a little Clayton on the side.
little Clayton and a little Clayton on the
Can I
side.
get a little side of Clayton? on-
That sounds like the episode title.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. A little Clayton on the side.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like when we come up
is
with our name,
decided.
of the show in the middle of the show.
Yeah.
Really works for you.
Decided. The league.
Sorry,
Oh,
I'm
man.
writing.
No, you're fine.
Man, I dig on that X-Men banner behind your computers. Just
Oh, nice, huh? Yeah, I like it. It was the clearest image I can find online that I can print for myself.
it looks
It
amazing.
looks pretty good.
I love
and
it.
It's like it was perfect. Like everything from the way it's set up, the characters, all the characters. I mean, I'm just such a huge X-Men fan, and they like literally feel like family because I've been following these guys since like I was a kid. So
The more I was looking at it, the more I was like, holy crap, they fit in a
they got
shit
a
ton
lot
of characters.
people.
You know.
Yeah.
And if your favorite character is Cyclops, you're an asshole.
That is true. That is very true.
According to Curtis. Okay, first on my list, what I got today is the 8.
That Rogue One sucks. Yes.
Oh,
You really want to get into that? Okay, why on earth does Rogue One suck, but Rose is a good character? Why is the
Clayton, do you want to take this?
okay, so
Tell me how Rose is a good character,
Okay.
please.
Rose is an amazing character. If we're talking
You
about
can't just use the word amazing.
Okay,
in
right,
it.
you're right. You're right. So I thought she was incredibly funny. She was really sweet and an interesting Star Wars personality we hadn't seen before. I thought she fit well into the universe. Her actions contributed to the biggest event of the movie. Her, running into those kids and instilling hope. She really was nobody. She was nobody, and she admitted that at the beginning of the movie. I am worthless is how she viewed herself. But really, when you look at the impact she made, the whole movie was about what she did. You may not, I mean, it definitely was not as heavy-handed as that, but I thought it was terrific. And then she had that amazing line, we're not going to win by killing what we hate. It's by saving what we love. I thought it was Star Wars as shit, but no,
Yes!
it definitely
Yes!
was new.
That
I
was
love
just,
it.
I just had a hard time not feeling, literally, like I did not, I felt like I was in episode 1 when I'm watching all
Dude,
of
but like she brought Finn to where he is now, to turning him into
Now-
the hero
now here,
that
I
he
will-
became.
Now,
I
let
don't,
me-
I honestly don't, I feel like that's
No,
where.
I see your points valid about the prequel thing.
Yeah.
Like the rabbits and the casino running through the casino, I thought was dumb. It definitely was prequel to me. But overall, I thought it was fantastic. I don't know. I
think my question is not so much is that, like, okay, I am somebody who can like a shitty movie. I can enjoy a shitty movie.
He likes Howard the Duck. I mean,
I like Howard the Duck. Okay. I purchased Valerian. I watch these movies. I enjoy them. Yeah, they're shit, but man, do I have fun watching them.
Okay.
For so many people, or for you guys, I don't want to say so many. I know a lot of people that love Rogue One. To just shit on that movie so hard and not give it a single thing, not a single positive critique, and then like this movie that had so many flaws, and it was like it almost seems like you guys are a bit almost like a vindictive kind of attitude towards a movie, reminding me these people, like, I may not have liked all of Last Jedi, but I'm not going to spend all my time and hours trying to bring down this movie by posting shitty stuff on Facebook and Rotten Tomatoes.
Neither do Sterling and I. It's just...
Well, have you not heard Sterling?
I mean, he definitely broke... So here's my thing with Rogue One purely. Because I would say I'm a Star Wars purist. I am. And not purist in the sense of I'm an asshole and nothing that was outside of the original trilogy counts. My purity is in the feeling of Star Wars. As long as a movie feels like Star Wars, I don't care. Clone Wars, Rebels, whatever canon books, as long as it feels Star Wars to me, I'm in 100%. When I watched the prequels, I didn't have that feeling at all, at all. And then when I saw Rogue One, I'd see, we came after Force Awakens, which had reinstilled my hope that I could like Star Wars again. Like I could enjoy something again. And
You said with Rogue One?
Force Awakens.
Okay.
So I was like really excited about Rogue One. I was just like, how can they fuck this up? And the movie did not feel in one area like my Star Wars. It felt it was weird. The jumping around from planet to planet
In the very beginning.
the very beginning, the telling a story from that age-old perspective,
Which
it's
were
bad
there were
storytelling.
flashbacks in Rogue One as well.
And there were flashbacks,
Because you said there was
yeah.
but flashbacks in Rogue One was different in that they only showed her as a child and then they jumped forward. They never went back, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I just to
No,
me, it was-
they did go back a couple times when she's trying to she's remembering that what's his name? Forrest Whitaker.
You're right.
Just left,
You're right.
left.
You're right.
She kept
Okay,
thinking
so yeah,
about
they do
having
have
dreams
Force,
and stuff. But that's beside the point now.
So
it has nothing to do with why we're
to
talking.
He's
me,
been snoring that
the
for a
movie
while.
didn't feel at all like Star Wars, the essence of Star Wars, and it feels like fan service constantly. Hey, you remember
I can see that. See,
remember
that is a critique. I can understand that. I can definitely.
I dislike that feeling. Whereas you're totally right.
Yeah.
Last Jedi is very similar, but they captured the essence of Star Wars to me. That was the difference. When I first saw it, I walked out going, "Man, I don't know if I liked it." Like, it honestly was like, I don't know if I did.
Okay.
And I talked with Mel, my girlfriend, and we were, she loved it, and she's like, I don't see how you can hate on it. And I'm like, I can't hate on it. It was fantastic. Beginning to end, I was wrapped in it. Then when I saw it the second time, I didn't have my expectations and nostalgia.
Yeah.
And so I just enjoyed the movie. I fucking love it. I think it's one of the best Star Wars.
You're talking.
Oh,
Okay,
sorry,
Last Jedi.
I jumped around.
No,
Last
it's
Jedi.
okay. Sometimes I do that a lot too.
It's Star Wars. It all mixes together for me.
Yeah, I know. I think because I did after we had this conversation on the podcast like twice.
we
had
keep
two
talking
episodes.
about this movie.
I did. While I was on my trip to Denver, I had a lot of downtime during my flights and stuff. On the way there, I rewatched Rogue One, and I think I loved it more after.
Really?
This entire discussion is that I was able to appreciate, and that's why I can understand what you're saying. Is that it felt like it was fan
service.
Fan service is that you don't see kung fu or whatever in a Star Wars, but when I saw him do that again and pay attention to the character, the blind character, Chirrut, like kicking ass in there, I appreciated that. I also noticed the little bit the small bits of comedy that they had in Rogue One hit a lot better than The Force Awakens. Last Jedi. Last Jedi felt so forced, and it felt like a spoof. It felt like I was watching something from Seth Green or
Well,
Seth
you don't
MacFarlane.
like the blue
I
milk?
understand. I've heard this from a couple of different people. The type of comedy, and it's funny for me. It's all fucking opinion, right? Like everybody
Of course.
goes to see the movie, like,
And we're
it
talking
feels
about
as
this
if-
because we
that.
love
Right,
this
I was
shit.
like,
we love it.
here it is. How long movies out for a couple of weeks? We're still talking about this shit.
Shit,
I
it's
talk
been
about it
out
with
for a
anybody.
month
Anybody's like, you want to
now.
talk about Last Jedi? Love it, hate
Yes,
it. I'm in.
let's do
in
it.
100%.
Yeah. Agreed.
But I can see that. For me, it felt like Star Wars humor. So there were a few things I didn't like. I fucking hate porgs. I think they're stupid as shit.
That's
That
interesting.
little-
Yeah.
That thing jumping on the window. I was like, why you got to ruin a
They
cool
need
Falcon
something
scene?
to sell to children.
God
yes.
damn it.
Yeah.
That bugged me. I liked the blue milk thing. Everybody hated it.
I thought that was funny.
I laughed my ass off.
I thought it was very like Yoda went crazy. Now Luke's going crazy. Yeah, like, I get it.
Yeah.
But the porg, when Chewie hits it, that was funny.
Yeah.
But then they bring it back and it hits the window.
It
You're
just
like, all right.
BB-8 running a walker.
That
like,
was
what
dumb.
the fuck? Why did your whole special effects team waste like how many weeks on this shit? Like,
Yeah,
really? Nobody really? I just
I think the other thing too that I like so much about Rogue One is I agree that the first half, because when I rewatched it with Robin, because we all watched it in the theater, and then Robin didn't get to go with us, and then we watched it on Blu-ray with Robin, and we only got halfway through it the first time I watched it with her, and she's like, "This movie is not that good," and I was like, "Let's go back and watch it again," and we finished it, and when we finished it, she goes, "That movie was a lot better than I expected it was going to be." And at that moment, I go, you're right. The first half of the movie is a little all over the place, and they're not giving you one solid idea. They're just kind of here, there, back and forth. And I agree that Jen Erso was not that great of a character. That's one thing that bums me about that movie is to watch it and be like, oh, if they only had somebody like Daisy Ridley in that.
That's what I think is so hard for me is because you gave us... Daisy,
Ray.
Yeah.
Ray
She's so good.
is
Yeah.
phenomenal character, and you're just like, and then you get, Rogue One, and you're just like, God, they set the bar so high that it just
this is honestly why I pimp Rebels so hard to you is because the stuff that we're all talking about that we love, Rebels nails in every episode. Like the parts of Rogue One that did not work, Rebels makes work. Rebels brings back Saw Gerrera, and somehow makes it fucking cool. To me, they use like some of the ships, and I think
I was bummed that I didn't get to see more Saw Gerrera. I wanted to see more of him.
I feel that because I watched Rebels, that I liked Last Jedi more.
Way more.
That's weird. Like, to me, I haven't gotten that far, but Rebels to me feels like it's leading into Rogue One. It feels like I'm watching a prequel to that.
Oh, it is.
It is.
But it Last Jedi it's more essence.
Yeah,
Rebels.
it's the essence of Rebels. The Rebels captures, and that's the Star Wars essence. The small band of rebels always on the run, them constantly outnumbered, the wise Jedi giving a younger new Jedi advice. The moments there's these brilliant moments in Star Wars, like a ship coming out of hyperspace. The way that it's filmed, the way that it sounds and everything. And Rebels nails all those. And then they have these amazing characters. I don't know. That's why I'm so disappointed Rogue One.
Same with like the inner struggle, like when people got pissed about how Poe's fighting, like how he's upset about how...
Vice Admiral.
Yeah, and all that. Like that happens in Rebels. They still are all trying to fight the Empire, but... you get in arguments with friends all the time and you work over it, but... sometimes you're just not always seeing eye to eye, and that happens in Rebels, and you're just like, God damn it, I love this show.
That was interesting because I read something about an article questioning it was Poe the villain of the movie. If
I thought it was awesome. It made a lot of sense from.
I'm not saying it wasn't awesome. I'm just saying that it's like because he
whether he fucked everybody.
Pretty much. Yeah, did he fucking kill everybody basically?
Yeah, well, he did fuck up pretty badly.
I gotta watch it again because there's a lot that I've only seen it one time, and I know there's a lot that I don't even remember at this point.
I want to go see it again for a third time.
This is the last thing I'll say on Rogue One. Really, it's funny. I stayed in the movie as long as I could until she started climbing that goddamn antenna tower. And I thought, what the most trite piece of shit writing is this? Like, oh, really? And then it's like, she gets to where she needs to, and it's like, radar jam. And then the radar jam is caused by something else. It just is so over the top, like cliffhanger to me.
Yeah.
That I lose all the magic of Star Wars. So that's it. Rogue One sucks. The final word.
Boom.
I'm also a huge fan of tragedy. Honestly, in movies, I don't know why. I just love when a movie leaves you with a feeling like I didn't get my fucking happy ending. I don't know. It's just like it's something I can enjoy out of a movie.
That's why his favorite movie
See, you're
is
gonna
Bambi.
pull me back in. I was trying to.
I'm sorry. Hey, that's what we're here. Like, why do we want to talk about the stupid 8 worst movies on Rotten Tomatoes?
Let's talk about Star Wars.
Let's talk about Star Wars again.
I just like so Vader, right? Like
Yes.
everybody jizzed their pants about
Yes.
Vader. Number one, hashtag not my Vader. Him rolling around twirling his lightsaber, I was not a fan. It just loses all class to me, and it makes it look like Vader fucked up. The beginning of A New Hope is so powerful when Vader shows up. You know, this guy is just a baller. I don't like the idea that he fucked up. That he was the one who lost them. He caught them and he couldn't like get.
Yeah, he couldn't.
I fucking hate it. It ruins Vader for me. So I don't know. It ends on so many sour notes for me. But I will say, them dying is cool. I fucking love anybody who makes a stand and a sacrifice. I'm like, yes.
All right. Well, that's good. That was good conversation. I was a little bummed because we had invited Clayton over, and I know he's a big Star Wars head. And I was like, man, I really want to be prepared for when Clayton comes in so we can have a good Star Wars conversation. But this was good.
We did anyway.
Yeah,
talked about
you know,
it, yeah.
it's just his favorite character is Boba Fett, which
Is it? Oh yeah, because you have the infamous toy, right?
Oh, yeah.
Is it like? So I was watching. Did you watch on Netflix the toys that made us?
Yes.
And
it's
the
really
very
cool.
the very first episode is about Star Wars,
Yeah,
and
of
they
course.
talk about that toy.
no, you don't have
no.
the,
No, it's not that toy.
Not the
No.
rocket shooting. I have a 1/6 scale Boba Fett. It's like
Oh,
fully
okay,
posable.
okay, yeah,
he
yeah.
has all the pieces of armor on him. The thing is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's awesome. You can pose him however you want, and it's Empire Boba Fett, which is my favorite.
Nice.
I have a bunch of stuff. I have the slave one in a vintage.
I saw that. Yeah,
package.
looks
and
good.
I don't know. Boba Fett is Star Wars to me. Star Wars and Boba Fett are synonymous.
I just think it's funny when people get upset about Phasma. I'm like, well,
It's
what do you?
Boba Fett.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like,
Boba
that's,
Fett.
I'm like, that's Star Wars esque right
Wah,
there.
wah.
Build a character and then they drop in a hole. Fuck them, they're dead.
It's funny. I was telling Sterling, I like your view of movies a lot, and I try to approach most movies like that. Is just enjoy it. As long as you have my attention and you entertain me, I'm usually in. Of course, we break everything down, right? Because
Of course, yeah.
But when I step back and I'm just like, I fucking love Star Wars. You know, how can I not
Right.
enjoy whatever is in front of me? It's Star Wars. I'll keep taking it. You keep putting them out. I'll keep watching them.
Exactly.
I don't
Are
care.
you pumped for Solo?
I don't know. I love Ron Howard, and I think he's gonna do well.
I'm a little nervous.
I'm
a little
very
nervous.
nervous.
I'm a Donald Glover fan too. Childish
Yes.
Gambino, yo.
Yeah.
Um, But it's just I don't give a shit where Star Wars came from. I want to keep going forward.
You just want to keep
That's
moving
how
forward.
I. That's what I would say.
The only interesting tidbit I've ever heard, or idea I should say, was Del Toro. What's his name? The guy who makes
Benicio? No.
Guillermo del
Yeah.
Toro. He came out and said because you know when they were talking about all these directors may do Star Wars movies, he was like, I wouldn't do a Star Wars movie unless he could do a gangster movie about a young Jabba and where Jabba came from. And I was like, I'm in 100%.
yeah.
Like
That'd be
that's
kind of crazy.
That him on the practical effects of Star Wars
Right?
would blow you the fuck away.
Give
It
this
would
guy
just
a
be
Star Wars movie,
crazy
please.
amazing.
Wonder how he got his power, and like how he became who he is.
Yeah.
I don't.
But
no, I'm
that's what he's
saying
saying.
that's-
to find out who.
Find out what
Jabba.
he did to get where he is, like that'd be pretty.
I don't know why I was thinking you were talking about Del Toro. I'm like,
Yeah,
he's a fucking
yeah.
director. I don't
His
know where he
power.
came
Well, I
from.
don't
He doesn't
give a
have that
flying
much
fuck
power.
I guess
about
it's really
him.
overstating this Jabba. Yes,
He's
yes,
so
yes.
locked into Manny, you know what I mean? He's not even looking
I'm
my
sorry.
way.
I'm sorry.
That's Aaron's argument or complaint about sitting there.
I
He
would say
doesn't-
100% that's true.
Yeah.
It's like sitting in a
He
booth
wants-
next to somebody.
he
You
wants to
fucking
sit-
weirdo. Sit across from each other.
yeah. Oh, the side sitters.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is that?
That is really weird to me.
Oh,
I
I
get that you
can't
may want to
stand
cuddle or something, but
Every
don't you want to
time
fucking see each other?
when we go to restaurants and we see the same ciders, we're like, look at those fucking weirdos over there.
Oh,
There,
look at
one of
him.
those is a serial
Like,
killer.
you know, you spend way too much time with each other to have to feel like you need to sit next to each other. Like, come on.
We're like, God. No, or they're just like, I don't want to look at their face anymore,
Yeah.
so I'll just sit on the same side of
Now,
them.
I could agree that because, if we go to a restaurant, Robin and I, and we sit at a table that one side is a booth side and the other side is a table side.
Okay, I
it
can buy
kind of
that,
sucks
yeah.
to get the chair
the-
side. I mean,
the chair side sucks.
Because not only is it more uncomfortable, but you're looking at a fucking wall the whole time
Yeah.
while she gets to just observe everybody. And I just love to observe people.
Me
I
and
just-
Yeah.
Michelle will like almost sprint to who's gonna try to get the booth.
That's
side
funny
first.
that he tries to beat out Michelle. I could see you like shoving her out of the way. Move, bitch.
Of
Sterling
course,
has
'cause
no
I hate
honor.
to fucking lose.
No honor.
Sliding across the ground.
I don't give a shit. I hate to lose.
The long and the short of it is, I don't know. Fucking young Han Solo. God. Like, I don't know.
He's too iconic of a character, and I keep saying this, but
we'll see. I don't know. I don't know.
How do you feel about J.J. Abrams coming back for the 9th season,
I think it's actually perfect.
episode?
I think while I love Last Jedi, I think they might have saved Ryan for the new trilogy.
Okay.
To do this much of a spectacular shift
Mm-hmm.
in the Star Wars world, you could feel people. It divided a lot of fans.
Right.
And I think maybe that they should have saved it for the new trilogy.
I think that's how I was feeling too.
But
I think I agree. Yeah.
But now that Abrams is coming back, I'm kind of excited to see what he'll do with it. Because Abrams is such an idea guy that I think sometimes he gets locked too much in his mysteries. Ooh, who
Yes.
are Rey's parents?
Yes.
Who are Snoke? Who has all this? And really,
he can't
Ryan
do
gave
that
him
now.
an out for all of those. Like, you don't have to solve what the island is, man. You don't have to figure it out.
Yeah.
So I like that now he's coming in with sort of a fresh slate. I hope he just finishes it. Just do us a movie. Don't leave anything open. Don't
Tie it all up in a
just
bow for me.
finish
Now-
this goddamn series so that we can move on to something new in Star Wars.
And just to be fair, the ending of Lost is not J.J. Abrams. That's Damon Lindelof.
I know, but
Yeah,
that's what I'm
his
talking about. But Abrams helped create the idea,
Yes,
right?
he did. He was like, "Here's this amazing idea. Just finish it." And he's like, "Oh, I don't really know what to do."
And that's what I think Abrams does. I think he did that with Star Wars. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, here's all this stuff to play with.
It's easier to create the mystery, and
Oh,
it's
yeah,
harder
then
to
finish
solve
it.
it later. Yeah,
Oh,
I get
yeah.
it. I understand that.
Yeah, so I think really, it's funny. I sit so far away from the mic. It's too much in my face. I feel like I got this.
That's okay. I turned you up if you want to keep it where
Awesome.
it's at.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, keep
I
it
didn't
where
even
it's at.
realize you were
You
turning.
Yeah.
He needs something to fiddle with.
Yeah, fiddle. I need a fidget spinner. Where's
They're not in the room, but we do have some. Yeah.
No, I don't.
Are you a pencil spinner? No.
I'm fine.
It's
I'm actually
okay.
fine.
All right. So you're looking forward to J.J. Abrams coming back?
I am. I think he'll be able to, as long as he just finishes it. Like, I'm stoked. I heard like some interesting, kind of theories. Of course, that's the reason people were so pissed off in the first place. They're all theorizing, but that this movie might revolve around the Knights of Ren, and kind of their struggle if they're the other students.
I really hope they bring in the Knights
That would
of
be
Ren.
awesome. I want to see them. Like, we got
Me
teased
too.
and then nothing.
Total
cock tease.
I think the coolest thing about Snoke dying.
Total cock tease.
I know a lot of people, on spoiler alert, Snoke dying, I think, made it so much more interesting that the Empire really, it's like if the Empire was in Vader's hands. Like, the Emperor had not been around, what would have Vader done? It's kind of interesting to see it from that perspective.
I never thought about that. That's a good idea.
There's no longer this big baddie guy trying to pull strings. It's a child, for lack of better words.
An angry emo.
Very, very upset. Like that. This
With
is
his shirt off.
and the only people standing in his way are like 20 people in the Falcon.
Yeah.
So that to me sets up such a cool story. I think Abrams is probably excited, and if he wants to make any U-turns on any of that stuff, he can. If he needs to explain
I
where
think
Snoke
he
came
is.
from.
I think he might. I don't know about Snoke.
If
But I think
Rey's parents matter.
I think we're going to get more about Rey's.
Do you really think that?
I think so, because I don't think maybe Ryan Johnson will be able to leave it at that, but with it back in J.J. Abrams, in his hands, I think he's going to be like, I'm not done with that yet.
So listen, hear me out. This is my theory on it, because this movie very much was Empire, right? Very much was Empire, right?
With a little bit of return at in the elevator.
So the same thing happened to Luke in Empire when he was tempted by the dark side.
Yes.
Was he went in and he faced his biggest fear, which was that he would become Vader, right? There was more to it in the storytelling and the artwork of the movie, is they were layering that Luke was Vader DNA wise. He was his son. So I think this was the same way. Her biggest fear, Rey's biggest fear, was that she was alone and that she didn't have anyone to count on but herself. And that's exactly what she saw. Just like Luke saw his face, she saw her own face.
Yeah.
So I think what that was telling her, just like in Luke's, is that like Kylo got her to admit was they were no one. It didn't matter. She really did not have anyone to count on but herself. So to me, I think they gave us the answer. You didn't have to really search for it. They were saying, no, this is the truth. Because Kylo didn't say, your parents are nobody, until after she admitted it. She had seen it. But then again, Abrams could say he was playing with her, or there could be a lot of different ways.
I understand the appeal of it ending there with her parents. I get it. Like, it's like, what do you mean? She doesn't have, like, she's literally all alone in this galaxy or whatever.
Yeah.
But just as you guys are saying, that's not Star Wars to me. Star Wars is that she's
that's a good point.
Attached to somebody or something.
It's always been about lineage.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, but Anakin came from nothing. You know what I mean?
They tried to make him come from something, and
Please
they were
don't
like,
talk
no,
about the prequels like they're canon.
But nobody really.
just stop.
I don't mind.
So do you give him shit for liking episode 3?
No, because he's so passionate about it and he loves it, and I just love Sterling happy. What am I going to shoot his dreams in?
It's fun.
I personally, I can't watch. They're all unwatchable. The first one is the closest one. The third one is my least favorite.
Wow. Okay.
Everybody loves.
See,
Two is the worst.
Two is the worst.
I absolutely love that these 8 movies so far. 9, 10 counting Caravans of Courage. That everybody can just like so many different things about this series, and it's like for somebody to come in and say that he liked episode 1 better. That's awesome. I'm just like, cool.
It's Star Wars, and that's really why I've never given up on it, or I'm not a purist in that sense. I fucking love Star Wars. I just like what I like, and I don't what I don't, and I've kind of gotten to the point where I pick and choose.
Yeah.
Because I love some of the aliens they made in the prequels. I like some of the ships, some of the concepts. There's great things that you can pick out.
Right.
And that's what I think is so great about Rebels, is Rebels uses all the stuff from the prequels.
So good.
That I like, while mixing them with original trilogy ideas, as well as some of the extended universe. Thrawn shows up. You get those elements that I've always loved about Star Wars. I don't know. It's fucking Star Wars, man. How do you not love it?
No, it's great. I love it. Well, we did have news, but who gives a fuck about news, huh? Did you guys get your Black Panther tickets yet?
Hell yeah!
I haven't. You bought them?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you got that fucking thing.
I'm going on Sunday with Bird.
Hold on. It's tomorrow?
No. February. He's going February 18th, and I'm going the 16th.
Oh, it's not until the end of February? All right.
Middle of Feb.
You got some time, but these tickets are selling out faster than any other Marvel movie. Within the first 24 hours, it beat out Captain America, which was on top.
What?
Yeah. And
which Cap?
Civil War.
Civil War, yeah. That's crazy. Well, now all these theaters are starting to pop up that you can only do assigned seating, so you pretty much have to buy your tickets in advance.
I don't mind that.
I don't either.
But there is that moment where we're sitting here on like a Saturday night, and I'm like, let's just go get a movie. Let's get up and go. No, can't do that.
Can't do
unless it's a movie that's been out for quite some time. Anybody gonna go watch Jumanji?
Dude, things getting good press, right?
Michelle wants to go see it so bad.
It's funny because when we saw the trailer in the theater, both Mel and I looked at each other and we're like, I kind of hate myself a little for liking this right now. Like, I sort of want to watch it. It looks so stupid.
Well, who could deny The Rock? He's an awesome guy.
I'm sorry.
It's Kevin Hart Kevin Hart really irritates me.
He hasn't gotten to that point for me yet, but I'm sure he will. I don't watch a whole lot of his stuff. Like, you're right. It's the same character he plays. I haven't seen any of. I haven't seen Central Intelligence. I haven't seen.
It's the same guy. It's the same guy.
I tried watching the one with Ice
Get
Cube.
Hard?
And woo, that was tough. I did watch Get Hard. That was bad too.
Oh, it's horrible.
Get Hard was really bad.
It's just all a bunch of short jokes.
Yeah.
And that he's like a midget person.
I don't know. He just gets worked up a lot, and I start to lose myself in his little rants.
So for the people that aren't completely convinced to go watch Jumanji yet, it has now. This past weekend, it dethroned Star Wars box office sales.
No way.
Just for the weekend,
Wow.
not total. Like,
that is still impressive.
Yeah. Star Wars, by the way, is really doing extremely well. I think it's passed up Rogue One at this point.
Yeah.
It's
Dang right.
So back to Jumanji. It's pulled ahead of Justice League, Logan,
What?
and Fate of the Furious.
Jeez.
Within the amount of time that it's been out. It has cracked, according to Box Office Mojo, it's now cracked the top 10 grossing films in terms of domestic returns of the past 365 days, and it's only been out since December 20th.
That's the fucking Dwayne Johnson bump right there.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's crazy because we were at Stanley's Comic-Con, and they were pumping that movie.
Really?
And I was
Yeah.
like, they are pumping the shit out of this movie, and it's going to suck. And, I mean, they made it seem like it was a Star Wars movie. Like,
Wow.
they had the fucking music going on.
Yeah,
and the
they
big
had,
fucking screen.
Dwayne Johnson was there all
He
hyped
was there,
up.
yeah. And yeah. Oh, the last thing I had is that it's not expected to ever beat out Star Wars, Beauty and the Beast, or Wonder Woman of last year.
I don't think it, dude. Star Wars is making
It's already
money
in the
hand over
billions.
fist. Yeah.
I want to go see it again.
I
so.
do too. I think I'm going to at least one more time.
Yeah.
That scene with the hyperspace when it goes through,
Ah.
like that image is just fucking phenomenal.
My sister went and saw it today for the first time.
Which one? I'm sorry, I was looking at my notes.
Last Jedi.
I was
Okay.
saying when the visual, I want to go see it one more time on the big screen. The visual, him going through her hyperspace through the.
Oh, dude.
It just looks gorgeous.
They need to make some sort of a poster art for that.
Like a
just
still?
That. Yeah.
Yeah.
something
That'd be
that
bitchin'.
Just, yeah.
It was so rad. It looks great. It's so funny to listen to the reaction too of the crowd. Like everybody has the same one. It's pure awe, just like
Yeah.
ooh.
Because it's just so quiet at that moment too. And everybody's
It's
just
so
sucks to sound
badass.
Oh, what movie was it? It was I went to go watch Contact, the movie Contact with Jodie Foster
Oh, yeah.
in theater. In the first maybe 2-3 minutes, it is dead silent
silent,
as
yeah.
you're moving further and further away from the earth, and you
Uh-huh.
can hear radios, and then you can hear the satellites, and then as you're getting further and further, it's like dead quiet. I don't know if you guys remember, but I'm sitting in the theater. I was like, I don't think I've ever been in a theater this quiet before. It was crazy.
That's funny.
It. When we went and saw it,
Yeah.
after that garage scene,
Yeah, yeah.
You could hear the entire audience dead silent, just everybody just like letting out whatever air they've been holding on to. Oh, that was intense.
That shit was wild.
It is out on Blu-ray and digital release, by the way. I'm gonna go pick mine up.
Have you watched it again?
What?
I was like, where's the digital copy?
Oh, I haven't picked it.
Proof.
I've only seen. I only saw it in the theater, but I have been dying to watch it again.
We just
I wanna
rewatched
watch
it
it again.
Yeah, we just rewatched it. There's
You like
that
it?
is I
It's a
think
good
that's one of the best films of 2017.
Yeah.
It's it's perfect filmmaking.
I think it's great, but the reason I like it so much is I'm not a horror fan. I'm not. I love what horror does, but horror is just so repetitive for me, and it's just kind of like the same idea or plot line. And not that this was different. This is just a remake, but yeah, it was. They put this movie together well.
Yeah.
Actors were amazing. The character
It's
was great.
phenomenal.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that Blu-ray. That's all I really got. Oh, for anybody who hates being poor, Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine just made $700 million on their investment with Apple.
That's ridiculous.
Jesus.
When they were bought out,
More money, more problems.
when Beats Electronics was bought out by Apple in 2014, Apple gave them the duo $3 billion. 2.6 billion was in cash, 400 million was in stocks. So that 400 million,
Jesus.
they're getting a return in August of 700 million.
Sterling, why don't you tell us about them Beats by Dre?
They
You
don't.
got 'em. Yes.
I love them.
Yeah, that's nice. I actually did try them out. Like I was giving them a lot of shit, but now I'm kind of looking for some over-the-ear Bluetooth.
It's hard when you
headphones.
put them on.
They're good.
It's a clear difference.
Dude, they're fucking awesome.
There's
I
no
love 'em.
experience that's like it in a headphone. No.
Like, I'm all about it.
And speaking of monopolies, Apple is looking to purchase Netflix.
Really?
Yeah.
Hold on.
What?
What?
Hold on, who is?
Apple. Yeah.
Damn.
So
What?
That is going to be crazy. This whole world is going to be run by 3 fucking corporations.
If they do that, Droid would be screwed.
What is?
Do you think that Apple will pull
Um,
Netflix from other?
I don't think so.
You think it'll be, like,
No.
multi-platform?
I think they're going to keep it the same. Yeah, I think it'll still be multi-platform.
That'd be crazy if they get them.
They just like no.
Well, it's like just going to become like so much of a monopoly soon. It's just.
Yeah.
Super companies. They've been around for a while.
What are you looking up over there?
I was looking up, seeing if we have any new iTunes reviews.
I don't think we do. And then we didn't get any mail either. Nobody loves us.
No.
I'm gonna admit that I never write into the show. Like
No,
I
you
always
just
listen.
rant on
I just
Facebook.
rant on Facebook and or talk to Sterling when he
No,
gets
that's
home.
great,
I'm
yeah.
just like, oh shit, I can argue with you right now, right in
Yeah.
person. That thing you said was wrong.
We did get
that's
a lot of feedback on when I posted on Instagram for Ready Player One.
Yes.
Dude, we got like a bunch of people just saying how pumped they are for
I am
this.
so juiced on
Some
that.
people are saying they're a little more nervous, if it's not going to be as good as the book. But
Have either of you guys read it yet?
No. I know Aaron's reading it or is done reading it or listening to the audiobook or something.
It's really worth the investment. It's amazing because I know they're going to make a lot of changes cinematically
Right.
for it, but the book is phenomenal. If you have a chance to read it, it's short, it's concise. There's it doesn't start a trilogy or anything. It just is self-contained, and it's fun, really, really fun. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm really excited for it. But yeah, a lot of people on Instagram were just all steamed up
Nice.
to message me about it. So.
All right. Well, that's all we got for this week.
Yeah.
Next week, for all you guys ever play? You guys know what Warhammer is?
Yeah, the little miniatures. I've never played it, but it's cool.
I've never played it either. I'm going to do my homework this week, maybe go out to one of the shops this weekend and go check it out. But we are going to have a guest next week, a good friend of mine, Tony Myers, who runs Hammerhead Games. And he makes a lot of pieces and cool tools that are used within that game, as well as a bunch of other games. I don't know the difference between... actually, I kind of do because I did a little bit of homework last night.
Yeah.
But the difference between Warhammer 40K,
I don't know the
30K.
difference, yeah.
There's a Star Wars Destiny that I'm going to ask him about, and all these kind of play very similarly.
Is Destiny the one with the little figures?
I think
with
so.
The little
Yeah.
ships? Those are
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. So we're going to ask him all about this. He got into this about the same time that we started the podcast, and he's running a successful business right now.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
And he's getting ready for a big show in Las Vegas the week after next. So
Dope.
it'll be fun to have him here.
Yeah, we also have another guest coming up in February. I didn't know if we were going to tease that.
Are they only if you're sure that he's going to be here?
Oh,
I
he
just don't
said
want to
he's
tease.
going to show up.
So that's up to you, dude. That's your
So
guess.
the first Thursday in February, we are going to have Dave Buckner on the podcast.
And who is Dave Buckner?
Dave Buckner is the original drummer of Papa Roach.
Oh shit!
Oh shoot!
So he is coming on. He's a super Star Wars nerd and is very pumped to come on the show. So
More Star Wars.
he just wants to give a lot of Manny shit because he hates Rogue One. Just like me.
Everybody.
No, actually, I have no idea. I have no idea if he hates Rogue One, but he's really excited to come on the show, and we're really glad to have him. So
I'm gonna cross my fingers that he's gonna come on the show and tell me that he loves Rogue One.
oh yeah, and I did ask him about a couple of stories that I want
gotta coach
him
him,
to bring
Sterling.
up on
Yeah.
the show. So
Yeah, tell him you can't like Rogue One.
yeah, I'll be like, no.
No.
That's
But yeah, no, he had some really cool stories that I do want to ask him about, especially about the band and stuff.
yeah.
'cause
We've
I
been
thought
listening to that
really-
band for years,
Yeah,
and from the beginning. I remember when they
Oh,
first
dude.
came out with their first album.
Michelle was on their street team. She's a little
Digging
bit of
that
a
shit.
groupie, is what I like to call her.
Yeah.
Oh,
She was
really?
like a showgirl.
Oh, dude, she has so much Papa Roach stuff.
That's
it's
funny.
insane.
Half of their first album is on like my workout playlist. So,
Oh yeah, dude, that
gets me
first album's
pumped.
amazing. So
but yeah, I guess
yeah,
that's all we
they
got.
can find us on Instagram at Hardly Heroes, Facebook at Hardly Heroes. You can find us on Twitter at Hardly Heroes.
One.
Boom. And for everything you want Hardly Heroes, go on hardlyheroes.com. Find out what's going on, in the nerd land, and show you movies that are coming out, all cool events and stuff coming up. And we do have some cool stuff coming up in 2018, cons that we might be at, so you can check on there as well. Yeah, that's pretty much.
You got anything you want to give out and your handle, or you don't
Yeah,
want
anything you wanna
crazy ass
plug?
people?
No, not
yeah.
necessarily.
He's
He
like,
doesn't
I don't
want people
these-
following him on Instagram.
Yeah, I
or
mean, you
anything.
can find stuff on Planet Bound if you look up Planet Bound, but
Planet Mound.
Planet Bound.
Bound.
Planet Bound. Yeah.
Sorry, I was mumbling over here. No, Planet Bound. We're not releasing yet. It's going to be some time, but check it out. See what's there.
You know
see
who
if
I
we can generate
feel is
interest.
going to be really pumped about this and kind of push him to want to do it more? Sonny.
Sonny.
Because
Okay.
Sonny's our P1.
Yo,
dude.
yeah, he'll write in and give you all.
Sonny's
You remember
our-
Sonny? Yeah.
Uh,
Norway.
Norway.
oh yeah,
Norway.
Gotta love Sonny.
Um,
And maybe Goat. You know,
Well,
Goat's always a good.
I definitely enjoyed it. Thanks for having me on. It's fun.
no, thank you for showing up last minute. We really appreciate it.
This is pretty much what I was gonna do tonight anyway.
No, that was
just with
great.
different people.
That was great.
Yeah.
And now that we've gotten all this kind of this like beginning stuff out of the way, next time you're back, we dive even deeper.
Two-timer
Bring
club.
love.
Yeah, you get in the
Yeah.
two-time club.
Yeah, he's
Twofer
trying to get
club.
that. Yeah, twofer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But please, guys, we send us voice memos. We love to put you guys on at the beginning of the show. We're not getting enough. Send them out.
We need
Don't-
emails, too.
I've sent a few that you guys have not played.
Really?
Just
but
so
we
you
have
know.
played one.
I'm pretty,
we have
you
at
played
least
one.
played
We've
one.
at
Okay.
least played
But
one.
I think there was a good selection in there.
Okay, all right. We'll go back and look through them. We're honestly we're just trying to give everybody like a shot, but
Yeah.
not everybody wants it, I guess.
So many people say they're gonna send them and never do.
That's why I did a whole bunch because I was like, hey, you gotta have a variety.
Yeah, gotta have a backup.
You guys don't be if it's like something you're nervous about, not hearing your voice, we're just a bunch of fucking dumbass dudes doing this podcast. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. Talk shit.
Yeah,
say
something.
a joke.
Yeah.
Tell us how much you like Rogue One. You know, just
Nobody
whatever.
does.
I'm somebody. I'm somebody.
Wi-Fi. Bing.
right.
Just remember one thing, guys.
Disclaimer, they don't know shit.
You guys have a good night.
See ya.
Good night.